Yo, 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 what's up? Everybody out there in YouTube land. We out
Yes,
here.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This ain't gonna be our usual show. What you sipping on there?
This is just good old fashioned lemonade.
Oh, okay. Like man, yeah, I had the wife grab me a beer, but and I didn't even crack it open. Maybe I'll open it before I go to bed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do have some single malt Scotch whiskey sitting right here.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. So, for the people that's out there that's tuning in, that's going to tune in, we are big, huge Philadelphia Eagles fans. We are die-hard fans. We love our birds. So, we've been talking about having a podcast and doing, for our birds. We probably might be doing a post game on our birds during the season. We'll see. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll do a mid-season, do a mid-season one. But yeah, man, yeah, we love our birds out there, man. We love our
Man, I
birds.
think we should do it every week. Every week, man. When the season kick off from preseason to the end.
Yeah, hey, I'm down with it, man. I'm down with it, man. Because this season, I think this season is gonna be. I liken it to the '99 season when Donovan came in and Donovan like started like the last 5 games of the season or whatever, and it was just like a fun team to watch. It was what I mean. Like the '98 season sucked so bad, and I just think it's gonna be just a fun. I think it's gonna be a fun season. That's what I think. Yeah.
And I like liken this to um, after the Donovan McNabb era.
Hmm.
So, I that season. So I didn't have a lot of expectation when Donovan got drafted. I
Hmm.
knew he was going to be a good quarterback, but I didn't know how it was going to turn out for the actual team.
Hmm.
Um, but I've seen a lot of good things where I'm like, yeah, I think I'm satisfied.
Hmm.
Um, but once Donovan was gone, I was just like, what the heck is going to happen now?
Yeah.
And the whole Michael Vick thing,
Hmm. Hmm.
and you're kind of looking at that and just like, man, I don't even know where this team is even going.
Yeah. 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 Because it was like Kevin Cobb and then
Yeah,
Michael Vick and yeah, I think I can't remember who else was in between. Who was in between that, but yeah, yeah, it was just bad. I mean, I like the Vic years. The Vic years were good. Team was competitive. Vic just couldn't read a he just couldn't read a defense, and
yeah.
he just got exposed. Um, yeah, of course, my favorite Michael Vick game is the Giants game where they came back from 21 points. That's my favorite game. That's my favorite Michael Vick game. Other than the Redskin game, where the Eagles scored like 56 points or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but go ahead.
No, I was going to say, man, honestly, even though the franchise itself wasn't that great, it was probably the most exciting years in the franchise.
Right. Yeah,
For,
yeah,
for,
yeah.
for me, it was just exciting to watch football,
Hmm.
Philadelphia football,
Yeah.
because you just never know how those games were really going to turn out, and it was just so many so-called miracles where we wasn't supposed to win, and all of a sudden, like, man, oh my gosh, they just came back, and it was just really exciting years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think, man. Yeah, just like last season was just unbearable to watch, man. It was just oh man, it was just so terrible for so many reasons. You know what I mean? Like, and of course, it came down to the quarterback play. Wentz, man. I had Wentz in fantasy football, man, and man, I hung on to this dude Just one every week, because every week that I had him, I'm like, oh well, Wentz got a good matchup, this week, so
Right.
he should be able to score some points or something like that. And man, he just stunk it up, man. And that's the thing about fantasy. Fantasy can let you really see how players are playing. You know what I'm saying? So
Individually.
yeah, 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 yeah. So, a lot of people be like, oh, well, he threw for X amount of yards. Like, dude, he was stinking it up, man. Like, like, yeah, he'll get some garbage time passes and a garbage time touchdown, to finally make it. But really, Wentz was stinking it up, man. He was stinking it up.
Yeah, and I just had this conversation with my son, and I'm just sitting there like, for Philadelphia fans, or a portion of Philadelphia fans have to get over Wentz.
Hmm.
And when I'm saying that, I'm saying it in a sense like he just wasn't our franchise quarterback like
Right, right,
we perceived.
right, right.
Um, and my son was just like, man, I remember when you were saying, or I was reminding him. I said, remember when I said when he got drafted, he will be there 3 to 4 years and he'll be gone.
Hmm.
And my son, he was just like, no, man, I'm telling you, he's gonna be good. I said, no, 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 no. I said, I'm not saying he's not gonna be good, but what I'm telling you is he's not as good with this team as you think that he's going to be. And I was more or less critiquing him because of mechanic reasons.
Yeah, yeah, and I think
Um,
that's yeah, and I mean I think that's really was his downfall. Really, is just mechanics. I mean, he never wanted to improve on his mechanics, and I think in 2017 the team around him was able to compensate, for his, for the high balls that he would throw, or his inaccurate passes and things. When Alshon was playing at his best, what I'm saying. Alshon had this big catch radius. Ertz had a big catch radius, and then Aguilar and Torrey Smith would contribute, where they could contribute. You know what I'm saying? And I think that once Doug Peterson started like trying to get Wentz to do more, it just fell apart. Like everybody
yeah,
talk about the 2019 season, or the 2019, or the 2019 season where the Eagles like clawed, went to the playoffs and lost to the Seahawks. But Wentz was not playing good, man. He just wasn't. Like he
no,
just wasn't, and people just need to understand that. Like, 2017 wasn't was just an outlier, man. Honestly, yeah, and I just think that, like you're saying, yeah, I agree, man. There's people that won't see Wentz for what he was. You know what I'm saying?
correct.
He was just above average quarterback, man.
Yeah,
That needed the team to be so great. Be so great around him, man. It's just that's really what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you could still
yeah,
win with those type of quarterbacks, right? You could still win with
correct.
them, but you just can't put everything on their shoulders, man. And then Wentz just crumbled this shit. Like that first game, that first Washington game
Hmm.
last year, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be a long season. I'm like, oh man, when the reports came out of camp, like, oh, Wentz was not looking accurate and this and that. I'm like, oh god. I'm like, well, maybe he'll turn it on during the season, you know.
Yeah,
And he just never turned it on, man. He just never turned it on. Yeah.
no, no, and again, like our conversation with my son, I was saying, it was easy to blame the wide receivers
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't have a household name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So of course you're going to point to them because they're not stars in any other team.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I said, but the reality is when you got a quarterback that held the ball a second and a half too long, when your receiver is coming out of the break and they're open for just at that second, there's no way that they're going to be able to catch the ball.
No.
And a lot of people just don't understand that whole concept. It's just like football is a sport based off of one, inches, two, timing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like if you don't understand that basic concept, then it's no way that you can understand that if that quarterback released that ball just a hair second too slow, that play is busted.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of Wentz. But again, Wentz was like he's always been like that. Like he was always like that. He always held on to the ball for too long, and he waited for people to uncover, like come open. You know what I'm saying? And like you're saying, he just held on to the ball just too long. You know what I mean? And I personally think that a lot of defenses started tricking him, started realizing how to trick his eyes. So, and he didn't trust. And eventually, yeah, the offensive line was not playing good. But
Correct.
part of that to help your offensive line out is to get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. Like get rid of the ball. Like throw it somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Throw it in the dirt. People would always, clown Donovan for throwing worm burners. You know what I mean? And Donovan wasn't that accurate of a quarterback, but he, you know what I mean. He knew to hey, get rid of the ball, man. Get rid of the ball. It's just there's a second and third down, and and yeah,
Either I'm
man.
gonna throw it where the receiver can catch it, or I'm gonna throw it so the dirt can catch it.
Yeah, yeah. That was
That was Donovan's.
that was
That was the way
man.
he played.
That was Donovan. I remember when we went to go see the Eagles. When we went to go see the Eagles when Terrell Owens played for the Cowboys, and Brian Westbrook is going. He's just running a little flare out. And Donovan like gunned this thing so hard. I was like, God dang, man! Like, oh my gosh, man! Like seeing Donovan throw the ball, you know what I mean? That hard, like
Yeah.
that thing was moving, man. Like I don't know. It's like people are just like, look, man, I'm just praying right now. I'm just out there.
Yeah.
If I catch this thing, I'm just trying not to get hurt, man. To see Donovan play like that, but and I imagine Wentz is the same way, man. But Wentz's mechanics was just terrible. They were just terrible, and it affected the rest of the team, man. And of course, those reports coming out about his personality, kind of
Yeah.
didn't mesh with the team. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you had everybody, the Foles camp and the Wentz camp. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so that just caused problems last year. And it just crumbled. And of course, it ended up to Doug Peterson being fired, and it's like, oh my gosh, man, like what's going on?
Man, I'm glad you just sat back and mentioned Foles because you know the Foles issue compound the conversation about Wentz's mechanics
Hmm.
because the offense was moving more fluent when Foles was under center.
Right, they got rid of the ball.
And simply because, yeah, Foles was just he's a typical pocket quarterback.
Hmm.
That's where he functioned better, where he understood get rid of the ball,
Yeah, right. Hmm.
and he wasn't trying to hit the bigger play. I'm just going to wait one more second to see if he's going to be open.
Hmm.
Foles wasn't doing that.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
going to take what they're going to give me, and I'm going to see what my players are going to do.
right. Hmm.
Where Wentz was literally he was trying to make stuff happen.
Hmm. Right. To the
And
to,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
oh no, go ahead. Hmm.
No, I was just saying, and that caused a lot of problems because it also reminds you of some of the criticism of Wentz can be a gunslinger. That's what he
Hmm.
kept getting
Hmm.
when he was drafted. He can
Hmm.
be a gunslinger as well, um, which we seen the gunslinging, and
Hmm.
all it produced was turnovers.
Turnovers, incomplete passes, you know what I mean? Like trying to make big plays, you know what I'm saying? Like always, trying to make big plays and everything. And of course, like look, the wide receivers didn't help, you know what I mean, whenever they did have a chance, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, um Jalen Rager last year. I was just like, oh my God, I cannot believe we drafted this dude in this spot, man. Like, oh my God, seeing Justin Jefferson go off, it's like, oh Howie, what are you doing, man? Like that was rough to see, but but the thing that made me just upset about Wentz, man, is just that Wentz, he pouted, you know what I'm saying? And instead of competing, he wanted to leave. And I remember having a conversation with somebody about this, and they were talking about how it's the organization that want to trade Wentz. Wentz wants to be here, and I was like, no, Wentz don't want to be here. He already made that clear. I was like, and I said, and the person was like, well, how do you know that? Wentz hasn't said he wanted to be traded. I was like, neither did Deshaun Watson, but everybody knows he wants to be traded. You know what I mean? Like neither quarterback came out publicly and said anything, but Deshaun wants to be traded. Like, Wentz wants to be traded, you know what I mean? Because he wants to be coddled and catered to, and don't realize that he was hurting the team. There was just no point to have you out on the field. Like there's just no point. That, you know what I mean? Like just put the second string, rookie out there. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was no point. And you seen when Jalen went out there, the offense picked up like that, and the whole team picked up. You know what I mean? And I just think that. Right. I think it was just Wentz's personality and how people felt about him a little bit, But
Well,
yeah.
when he was drafting, his injury statement, he literally expressed that he did not like competing.
He did say that.
So
He did
so
say that. He did say that, man.
so at the end of the day, as a fan, I sat back and said, "Why would you draft that guy? Like why would you draft him?
Hmm.
If he said that openly, why would you draft him?
Right.
Because nothing good is going to come from that."
Right. Right.
And you see it play out. You see how that all really unfold. Because I didn't understand, why would you even be upset if you got injured and your backup quarterback took you to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl, when you got knocked out for the playoffs. Going into the playoffs, and your backup quarterback came in and won those games down the final stretch. Like, why would you even be upset with that? Because I don't even think Foles was even trying to be a starting quarterback.
No, Foles wasn't trying to be no starting quarterback, man. At least not for the Eagles. At
Right.
least not for the Eagles. It just came to a point where it just became just they couldn't manage the situation. You know what I'm saying? So uh, Foles had to get traded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was during that run, yeah, Wentz played good. Wentz
Yeah.
played good. You know what I'm saying? But
MVP.
yeah, he was MVP. Yeah, he was MVP. That's no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? But the injuries. I think the injuries piled up psychologically. It affected him. You know what I'm saying? Howie's terrible drafting. Really affected the team. You know what I mean? And affected Wentz, and it just showed his flaws and what he is as a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like what he was as a quarterback. I think Frank Wright will be able to hide some of those things. But I think the Colts, if they win, it's going to be because of the team around Wentz, not necessarily Wentz himself. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, they got a stout defense over there, man. They got a nice little defense.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They got a pretty good. They got a pretty good D. Uh,
Yeah.
we got. Did we get? Did we get? Wait, we got their defensive coordinator, didn't we? Stinchen. I had to look it up.
Yes, I think we did.
Or he was the Chargers defensive coordinator.
He,
Okay, we got somebody from Indy. We got somebody from Indy. D coordinator, something. He was something in Indy. He was something in it.
yeah, but man, I know I'm excited for this year. Honestly, not overly excited, but excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and it's more or less because I see what they're trying to do on defense,
Mm-hmm.
which as an Eagles fan, for me, I haven't been happy with the defense. Where we grew up on Buddy Ryan, man.
Mm-hmm.
Come,
Mm-hmm.
come on,
Jim Jim Johnson.
yeah, Jim Johnson. We were spoiled.
Yeah, yeah,
We were
yeah.
spoiled watching those defenses just go
Mm.
out and just terrorize.
Yeah.
And we watch our defense kind of grow into this thing where, man, I don't even know if they can tackle. I don't even know if they can even hit.
Yeah.
Like they're not even aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was unbearable to watch. Like even though our offense was scoring, it was just like, yeah, but our defense is soft.
Our defense is soft. Like, man, ain't gonna make it, man. Ain't gonna make it. Like even during that Super Bowl, I was like, golly, that last minute, I'm like, dang, bro, like, man, we need to make a stop. Like, we ain't gonna be able to make a stop, man. We ain't gonna make it. They did turn it on,
Yeah,
but man, I was like, I think the Patriots had gave the ball away on a fourth down or something prior to a few minutes prior to that or something. I can't remember, but yeah, man, that was rough, man. That was the most nerve wracking like last, especially once BG caused the fumble and Barnett picked it up. Man, that last 2 minutes was like nerve wracking, man. Tom Brady gets the
yeah.
ball, 1 minute or some change left, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, come on, defense. Like, please.
Well,
Please.
I think we went down and scored, and we finally took the lead or something like that. And
Hmm.
all I can remember is saying, "But you just gave the ball back to Tom Brady
Yeah.
with just barely under 2 minutes."
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. Here go another
Yeah.
Super Bowl for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But BG came through,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and it's sad to watch Vinny Curry go. But I
Hmm.
understood. I
Hmm.
definitely understood.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. I like Bunny Curry, man. I like when local people come and play for the team, man. I grew up, man, in the team. But yeah, but it's on to the Jalen Hurts show, and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So we're gonna see what Jalen Hurts does. Yeah, I just want to see him improve, right? I don't see Jalen as I'm judging off his college and his little bit that he played. I just don't see him as a full time starter. Now, again, I think he might have he can develop the tools to where he can be a quarterback to where you can just you know build pieces around, like those pieces have to be better than him. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
And you can still win with that because he has elite running ability, right? And that's an
yeah,
ability he has. That's an elite. That's better than his arm. So I still think you can win with him. But yeah, man, we'll see, man. He's impressed me so far with his
yeah, yeah.
leadership ability.
That has really impressed me,
Hmm.
man. And just the reports of like, man, this guy is he's in the film room.
Hmm.
He's out there. He's getting his reps in and so forth. Which this is a little different from what we had.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where and you got to be honest. It's just like this is the team we kind of grew up on,
Hmm.
where they were working,
Hmm. Yeah.
and I don't know what's going to happen with our our second and third string running back situation,
Hmm.
where um, I know that our the first string running back, um,
Sanders.
he can, yeah, Sanders can carry the a certain load, but at the
Hmm.
end of the day, when you talk about short yard situation,
Hmm.
again, that was something when you watch the last few, you could say 6 years, or yeah, about 6 years
Since
before
LaShawn
LeGarrette
left.
Blunt. Yeah, yeah, since
Oh yeah, and they
LeSean left.
brought LeGarrette Blunt in. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
We had the hardest time picking up short yard situations, and that
Hmm.
has been going on for years.
Hmm.
And I don't know if we're going if we have anything to satisfy that?
Yeah, I think it's more going to. Yeah, I think it's going to be most definitely a committee. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, it's going to be most definitely a committee, and that's going to be, because I'm like, man, yeah, I can target Sanders in fantasy, but now that I'm looking at this, they picked up on Johnson, and before that they brought in. They picked up they drafted that kid from Kentucky, or Kentucky.
yeah,
Yeah. They drafted a Gainwell, and so I'm just looking at it like, yeah, this ain't looking. This is looking like a running back by committee. That's
yeah,
what it's looking like. But that's what most teams are going to anyway. Well, you know what I'm saying. Which again, that's my gripe with fantasy football, man. Or with one of the teams that one of the leagues that I'm in, you know what I mean? I brought up, the fact that, NFL teams are running back by committee, so let's do a super flex, and they didn't want to do a super flex, so
yeah,
it kind of hinders you. I would rather just get rid of a running back slot and put in another flex. I would rather do that, but they don't want to do that. But anyway, yeah. But the running back situation. I think the running back situation gonna work itself out. I think it's gonna be more running back by committee.
yeah,
Yeah, running back by committee. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the next scenario for me is at wide receiver. Um, we were in the top five in like drop passes
Mhm.
again last year.
Mhm.
Um, where my concern is one, our average per catch was not that great.
Mhm.
Then you're talking about we're leading the NFL in drop passes.
Mhm.
Like, man, we got to be able to stretch this field a little bit. Um, and I'm hoping that they get a little bit better there.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I'm curious into how much Devontae Smith is going to contribute. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
still think that I still, these NFL corners are better than what he played against. So they're more technically sound. So, we'll see whether his size come into be a detriment to him. You know what I'm saying? But as far as everybody else, man, I'm looking forward to see if Hightower develop.
Yeah,
Yeah. Everybody's still hyping up Fulgram. I don't think I know that Fulgram and J Jaw can't be on the team. Both of them can't. One of them is gone. You know what I'm saying? It's more than likely going to be J Jaw, but one of them is gone. They both can't be on the team. You know what I'm saying? They play
yeah, yeah,
virtually the same position. You know what I'm saying? Because you already got Greg Ward for the slot, unless you're trying to move J Jaw, make J Jaw a big slot receiver. But you already got J Jaw or Greg Ward there, and then yeah, and I think that's it. Other than I can't remember the wide receiver there, who they kept running on 9 routes, and this dude was either dropping passes or losing balls. I can't remember who that was. He would just make me mad just every time. Like, gee, just catch one ball, man. Goodness gracious, man. He got all that speed you can't catch. Yeah, so so the wide receiver position is going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be pretty interesting um, to see how everything develops.
So what do you think about Grimes?
Grimes. Yeah. Um, Again, I honestly think that Grimes is going to be part of that running back rotation, man. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're going to use him in some sort of way like that. I am very interested in. Oh no! Grimes is the
No,
big guy.
the
Yeah. He's
the
the,
wide
he's
receiver.
big wide receiver from Florida.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No. Yeah. So they again, you have 3 players who are virtually the same, like Grimes, J Jaw, and Fulgham. You know what I mean? One of them ain't gonna be on the team. You know what I mean? But I can see like Grimes make it hitting the practice squad. But I'm pretty interested to see, how he shake things up. during during training camp. Yeah, I was thinking of the running back from Kentucky that we picked up. Gainwell. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see I don't see Hightower being there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I just can't see how can they really justify his progression in the last few years.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was a rookie last year.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it was.
but
That's what I'm looking up right now.
we got Watkins, you got Ward.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not Hightower. I'm sorry, Quez
Quez.
Watkins. Yeah, Quez Watkins. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hightower was the one that was running all them 9 routes and dropping balls.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
why I was saying I just don't see how they're going to really justify, um, through camp if he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't show any progression.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Keeping him, I just don't know how that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't see how they. I don't see it. I don't see him making the team. I just don't. I
Yeah,
mean, he looked good coming out of college there, but I just don't see him making the squad, man. Yeah, what's this dude had? He had Hightower had 10 catches, 167 yards. Yeah, man. It was bad, man. Every time they ran him, this dude, you know, just
yeah.
dropping everything, man. Like, dang, dude. Yeah,
Seems
Boise
like he had
State.
the ability to get open.
Yeah, he has the ability to go. He just can't catch anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know how they're going to justify it.
yeah, yeah. But we'll see. That's why I said I'm
We'll see.
excited about the. That's why I said I'm excited about the team, man, because I felt like this is a true break from Andy Reid. You know what I'm saying? From Andy Reid era. You know what I mean? Even though we had the chip era, the I think the chip
Oh,
era was kind of a continuation of 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 Andy Reid, like kind of, you know what I mean? It just felt that way, you know what I mean? It was still too close to Andy Reid, and then we went back to Andy Reid by hiring Doug, you know what I'm saying? But now it seemed like we're severing from Andy Reid, we're starting a new, everything just feels fresh, you know what I mean? It feels
yeah.
fresh, it feels new. Even though we still got some players from the Andy Reid era still here, like BG and Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey. Yeah.
I
So,
want to I want to forget the Chip Kelly years. I wish that they can take it out of the books.
yeah. Yeah, man.
God knows, man. People kept talking about how much of a offensive genius he was, and this and that.
Hmm.
Man, if you called him a genius in football,
I think,
genius.
I think he was, man, because we see what he brought to the NFL, and what he brought to the NFL was the read option. You know what I mean? Because it's read option is all over the place, and he brought
Yeah,
spread. You know what I'm saying? He just he just trusted his system just way too much, and he just treated NFL players like college players. You know what I'm saying? And then I think if Chip Kelly would have just said, okay, look, I can't, we can't be doing the no huddle thing, all the time. We got to run down clock and do all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And actually game plan for the other team. You know what I mean? Instead of running the same plays over and over. You know.
when he was calling plays,
Hmm.
I almost knew what he was getting run.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was on the
yeah,
couch.
yeah. Everybody knew it.
Like,
Yeah.
and this is where I right. This is where I was just like, man, this guy's not a quote unquote real NFL genius.
Hmm.
Maybe for college, but not for
Yeah.
NFL.
Yeah.
He just wasn't ready for that at all.
Yeah, yeah, he didn't adapt well, that's for sure. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
one of the word like him trading the what like I knew he was going to trade LaShawn, right? Because LaShawn had an issue in Chip Kelly offense, and that was dancing behind the line of scrimmage. And when he would dance, he would kind of take the offense off schedule because he's losing 2 yards, losing 3 yards. You know what I mean? And the Chip Kelly offense is like, hey, look, go get, if you need to get a half a yard, get a half a yard, whatever. You know what I mean? It's about lining up and then going and going and going. You know what I mean? And LaShawn, losing yardage, that kind of took the offense off schedule. Man, I remember saying during the season, like, yeah, LaShawn's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Now, Deshaun, where Chip Kelly messed up was trading Deshaun, because you had Deshaun and Macklin. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like you had Deshaun and Macklin, and that, I think that's where he messed up. You know what I mean? But that's just, yeah, Chip Kelly error. But yeah. But the Eagles and the tight ends, I think that I don't think Zach Ertz going to make the first game of the season. He's not going to be here.
Chip Carey era, man. I gotta take a drink. Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah, like I said, man, I enjoyed the Chip Kelly era just for I think he did like innovate, a little bit, bring a little bit to the NFL. I think he just didn't adapt to the high talent level that's in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be playing against, Rice Krispie State. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you can just line up. Yeah, it's just, you playing against the best talent every week. You're playing against the best football talent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah.
We've seen the glimpse, the first 5 games.
Yeah.
And it was really good play making, play calls and so forth. Did we go? I think we went like 3-2 or something like that. But even the games that we lost, it was well called games.
Yeah.
It just was a few missed opportunities on defensive side or offensive side and so forth, that cost the game. But throughout the season, like you expressed, I think coaches figured him out, and you started seeing the downslide.
Yeah. I mean, the year he got fired, he won 10 games. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I think he averaged like 10 games. I think he had like one 9-7 season during his time. But yeah, man. But yeah, yeah, I think, but that's why I said I think this season is going to be kind of like, like that, when Chip came here and it was, everybody was like, oh, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. But I really think it's really close to that 99 season to where, everybody's just looking forward. The team is just going to be a good competitive team. You know what I'm saying? A good fun team to watch. You know what I mean? That's what at least that's what I'm hoping, man. Because, man.
I'm kind of liking, after listening to Nick Sirianni,
Yeah.
I'm kind of liking this guy.
Yeah.
I am kind of liking this guy, man.
I'm still holding out till I'm giving till week 8, man. I'm still holding out. I'm like, I need to see what this team look like, man. Like, hey, I hear you. You talk ball. I hear you, man. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man.
That's what I like about him.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to him, you can one hear that he understands whatever the team needs,
Mm-hmm.
where they need to get better at.
Mm-hmm.
2, he also is talking about where he wants to be creative,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't heard that from a coach in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Not even an Andy Reid express something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And just hearing him talk to some of those things, man, I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm with you, I'm with you. But yes, I do, I got some reserve back here
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm waiting. Like I think he understands the league. The league is changing. You know what I mean? It's most definitely about throwing the ball more than you run it. It's most definitely about using your running backs in the throwing catching process. You know what I'm saying? Of not so much of you don't have to run on first down, like it was back in the day. You can throw on first down. You know what I mean? The rules of the league allows it. You know what I'm saying? Allow you to throw the ball more. And I think he sees that. And then of course the defenses are changing, right? The defenses responded like, okay, well, if y'all gonna be throwing the ball more and we need to be covering these running backs coming out of the backfield, or these tight ends that are primarily, wide receiver, like they're just wide receivers, most of them, you know what I'm saying? We're okay. Our middle linebacker is not going to be 250 pounds anymore. Our middle linebacker is going to be 230, 35 pounds, and we're going to have a safety that's a hybrid that can come down in the box. Our safety is going to be 200 and, 25, 200 pounds or so, and they can come down and sit in the box and things of that nature. So I think that's where the defenses are changing and adapting to the offenses. And I think this Nick Sirianni, he understands the changes, and he understands where the NFL is going, and how to adapt his offense to quarterback style, of play. You know what I mean? What you got, rather, So, like I said, I think it's gonna be fun, man.
Interesting. Yeah, it was interesting for the. Mhm. Well, being as though you're talking about like adapting the play, we drafted a D tackle at I think he was 272, something like that.
Hmm.
Um, so you think about that. He's a D tackle under under 300,
Hmm.
and it's just like, wow, yeah, he's definitely trying to get quicker and faster there,
Yeah, yeah,
and that is going to change a whole lot of different schemes when you're talking about blitz packages and the way that they get the line up.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I like. The defensive coordinator, he really got me excited. Stinchen, I think that was his name.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the defense and everything like that. And how the defense has to be different. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, right, watching this thing on the Browns, and how the Browns attacked free agency, and they attacked how the Browns attacked free agency, and how they attacked the draft, and basically they're just building the defense like most defenses now that can do multiple things. So back in the day, you like the Seahawks. Oh yeah, they're just a pretty purely cover three, defense. Nowadays you can't just be purely cover three. You know what I'm saying? Because the offenses, the players, and the schemes and the rules of will just get you shredded all day long. So you have to be able to play different things. Like you could be a cover two. You cover two. One deep. Or one deep. You could play a scheme like that, but you have to be able to adapt. You can't just primarily play this one thing. You know what I mean? And
Right,
then
right.
and then make offenses beat you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because the rules and the players, are different now. So yeah, he got me excited. I'm pretty curious on how, I still think that second cornerback slot. Ugh, man, it's looking like hot garbage right now, like straight trash. So I think they're going to really struggle in that position, especially when you look at the NFC East. You got to go against the Cowboys, who got three good wide receivers. You got to go against the Redskins,
Yeah.
who picked up two wide receivers to go with Scary Terry. And you got to deal with and of course you got to deal with whatever the Giants going to bring. So yeah, that's gonna be tough, man. That's gonna be tough if you don't lock down that second wide receiver spot. I think the third, I think the slot wide receiver, I think it's Cravon LeBlanc. I think that's who plays the third wide receiver, but I mean third cornerback. But that second cornerback position is going to be, whew, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, yeah. That uh, the cornerback is where I stick my question mark at.
Hmm.
Well, in linebacker. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's where I have my two question marks.
Hmm.
Where man, I'm curious on how this is going to turn out because defenses have been eating us up for the last few years.
Hmm.
Um, in the middle, primarily because we have weak linebacker play, and also our DBs couldn't really cover more than 2 seconds.
Hmm. It
You know,
affected the D line, affected everything.
yeah, yeah, and
Hmm.
it's just like, man, what is that going to look like if you don't gain, a half a second?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I think camp's going to be fun. I'm be most definitely paying attention to camp more this year than I did in for surely during the Doug years. I didn't pay attention to camp that much during the Doug years. But I'm most definitely be paying attention to camp this year, seeing what stories and stuff come out of camp. Because yeah, like I said, I don't expect to look. My thing is like, look, if the Eagles get 6 wins, it's a good season. If they get over 6 wins, it's a better season. You know what I'm saying? But I hope Howie don't have to pull the trigger and trade for Deshaun Watson. Although I would love Deshaun Watson on the team.
Yeah,
So I'm hoping that Jalen Hurts just shows enough to where we don't have to spend that draft capital, and then we can spend that draft capital, getting blue chip talent on this team because I don't see a lot of the players, a lot of the older players on this team next year.
right.
I don't see Fletcher Cox being. I'll be surprised if Fletcher Cox finishes the season in the Eagles uniform. I'll be surprised to see, of course, Zach Ertz. I'll be surprised to see if Zach Ertz is on the roster day one. Yeah. Outside of that, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting.
I don't know, man. Man, looking at the roster, man, we still got Maddox, and
Maddox, yeah, there we
I'm
go.
not. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not strong on Maddox, but I think 2 and 3 is a pretty good position for him.
Yeah, but I think Maddox is he's a third cornerback, isn't he?
Oh man,
Uh,
I think he's going to be competing for two.
hmm.
Because you got what's that, Galen Arnold. Um,
Oh yeah, he do
he's
got
going to
a.
be
Yeah, he do
yeah,
got yeah, he do got what's that guy name? Yeah, he do got. I forgot about Maddox.
yeah. So I'm not. I still have a question mark.
Yeah, it's still a question
But
mark, man, because I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember Maddox playing that good last year, man.
um, Maddox had the when you look back, Maddox had the best year out of the rest of
Hmm.
them. And that's only simply because uh, they kind of moved Maddox around a little bit more
Hmm.
than than the rest of the guys. He may be covering, number three one game, uh, and another game he may be covering number two.
Hmm.
And of course this is after last year having Slade. So and that's why I said I think that it's not a bad position for him to be one, two or three.
Yeah.
Um, but we gotta be, we gotta have somebody at three.
Uh,
When I'm saying it, because as we see most of those games, Slade was locking down some of the wide receivers are doing a good job, but
Hmm.
number two and number three was killing them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't realize Cravon wasn't even on the team anymore. Dang, I didn't know that.
No, uh-uh.
Mm, okay. Yeah, Cravon's gone. Which is fine because he wasn't playing good anyway. Uh, he wasn't playing good anyway. But, Maddox is back, yeah. But,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just,
yeah, we got Michael Jaquet.
yeah, nah, he didn't play good. I didn't like
Yeah,
Jaquette when he was out there. Um, yeah, I didn't like Jaquette when he was out there. I know we picked up, Kayvon Wallace. I thought,
hmm
yeah, they got Kayvon Wallace as a cornerback. That's interesting.
and Nate Meadows.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, who else we got out there in DB or cornerback?
Oh, great. Craig James. Yep. Nope.
Yes,
Nope. He can be
Seymour,
gone. Mm-hmm.
Kayvon Seymour. Yeah, um, yeah, man, it's at least going to be competition there. We just got to see how
Yeah.
these
We just
guys
gotta see. Yeah, we
progress.
gotta see how they. Mm, yeah, we just gotta see how they. Yeah, we gotta see how they perform, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the. I'm looking forward to the. I mean, it's just gonna be a fun season. Not gonna get too emotionally spent. On losses or wins. Like unless something fantastic happens. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. My hopes is no. My hopes is not making the playoffs. I don't. Not making. I ain't even. Nope, ain't even thinking about it. But if it happens, hey, I'm good.
Right.
Hey, I'll be there, man. Wave my pom poms, man. But I think all of
Hey,
these
man.
all of these moves is for 2022 and 2023. You know,
Yeah. Hey, man. Look here. I'm satisfied with two things if we don't make the playoffs.
what's that?
Cowboys beating the Cowboys. If Washington go to the playoffs, okay. If Giants go to the playoffs, okay. For me,
Right,
I don't never want the Cowboys to win.
right. Exactly. I just like the Giants more than the Cowboys, but the Giants haven't been like a real good team for so long. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll. And like you're saying with the red, with the football team, yeah, if they go to the playoffs, they haven't been good, and like when they went to playoffs last year, I was like, they're gonna lose in the first round anyway. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
Washington go.
who cares? I
Washington
don't
go.
care.
All right, thumbs up, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But as long as the
I believe
Cowboys go, I'm be like, oh, football gods hate us. Oh,
yeah,
man, yeah.
because I believe that Cowboy, Dallas fans, man, when you listen to them, for me, like they are the worst fans.
Mm.
And when I say that, they don't know anything about football.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them don't
They
want to
try
be
to
honest
tell
about their
them,
Cowboys.
yes, yes, and it's just like, dude, this is the rule. This is what happened.
Mm.
Man, that's not even true. That's not even. Man, just please look up the rule, brother. Look at the rule.
Yeah.
And it's just like you can't have a real honest football conversation with these people, man. And they live on a different football planet, man.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, they
know.
do.
And
Yeah. Cowboy fans are funny, man. Cowboy fans are funny.
they're funny.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just looking toward, looking forward to the season, man. That's it, man. Just,
Yeah,
just
that's it, man.
let's just come out here, compete, and you know, and
See what happens.
see what happens, man. Just don't totally collapse, man. Just don't
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
collapse, man. Just, I mean, the only thing I'm just hoping that Jalen plays above what I think he's going to play at, and then,
Hmm.
that way we don't have to We don't have to waste first round picks on getting Deshaun. Although I would love Deshaun. I would love him.
Yeah, yeah,
I would love to have Deshaun on this team. Um, and you got the draft picks. Like, if you have to burn two first round picks to get them, then you burn two first round picks.
right.
To get them. So that's just what you have to do if it makes the team competitive. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the Eagles just need just a lot. Need a lot. There could be
Yeah, yeah,
needs a
man.
lot. So
But
yeah.
I think it's time for us to. We got to see what these young wide receivers are going to do.
Mm.
But at some point in time, man, we gotta get some kind of stud at these key positions.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, you got to use these draft capitals to get blue chip talent, man. Like
Yeah,
how we wasted draft picks trying to be the smartest guy in the room. You know what I mean?
right,
And rather than just going to get the best player, man. Like, who cares what the position is? You get that blue chip talent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
you get Justin Jefferson. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, you go up and you draft them. Like, don't try to be the smartest guy in the room. Don't try to make up because you didn't draft, well at wide receiver. You know what I mean? You done spent 3 years drafting wide receivers, man. That's not good. That's not good. Spending that
right.
much capital on that position. You know what I mean? For 3 years, that is not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Um.
you see, they finally almost exploded. When you're talking
Mhm.
about the cap and so forth,
Mhm.
that was literally the causation of the poor draft picks,
Mhm. Yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah. 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 Man. It's. Yeah. Hopefully Howie. I don't know, man. The jury's still out on Howie for me, man. I think although I think he had a pretty good draft. I think this draft was pretty good, man. I think he's going to come out with a few contributors in this draft. So, um, you know, yeah, we'll see. I think Malata's going to take Andre Dillard's spot for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to take his spot. Um, but um, but we'll see. We'll see. I think Malata played good last year. I think that's probably one of the bright
Yeah,
spots that came
he
out
did.
last year was Jordan Malata playing good last
He
year.
played. He definitely played good on that side of the ball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think that's good. But yeah, man. Any other final thoughts on the birds, man?
Man, fly Eagles fly
Yeah,
on the
on the
road to
road to
victory.
victory. Let's go, man.
That's what I want to
Let's
hear,
go.
man.
Go birds, man.
That's it. That's it, man. Because at the end of the day, having a final thought right now, and I think the thinking has just begun.
That's true. That's true, man. Like it
Yeah,
did, yeah, it's
man.
true, yeah, man. It just started. You know, that's true, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm just gonna enjoy the journey this year. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
I'm gonna enjoy the journey and wherever it takes us. Wherever it takes us, and the football gods ensure that our team would have uh yeah, our team and the football gods ensure that this season would be the season that our team probably won't be too good and we have 17 games. So
Hey, man, you get on the bus and you punch your ticket and make sure it says anywhere.
yeah, yeah, for real, man. Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
man.
that is it.
All right, well,
Definitely.
all right, man. Well, I hope when you guys watch, whoever watched this, I hope you enjoy. Me and my bro just talking about our birds, man. Like you're saying, we'll probably be doing this. Probably doing a post game or something, or a Monday morning quarterback type deal. After birds games during the season. So this probably won't be the last. Yeah, man, if you're watching this and you made it towards the end, I should be saying this stuff in the beginning. I'll be forgetting. You know what I mean? Just say, you watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, share to our channel, man. This was a good lighthearted episode, man. But we got some things coming up in the realm of politics and social issues, man. So, but yeah, man. Appreciate you showing up, and we'll holler at you. We'll see you when we see you.
All right, everyone. Have a good one.
Have a great week. Peace.